I'm in Africa. We are changing up the energy for this video. I know we've been working on the Corvette, we've been making some really good progress, but as you can see, I've traveled long and far, from Salt Lake to Detroit, from Detroit to Paris, from Paris to Marrakesh, which is in Morocco. I was invited by Ford Performance to come experience the Rallye Du Maroc, basically the Dakar Rally, but here in Morocco. Ford is having a new race car. This is its first serious competition. It is the Ford Raptor T1 Plus dedicated race car partnered with M Sport out of the UK. Their goal is to race the Dakar next year. I've never been to Africa, I've never been to Morocco, and it's gorgeous. A little bit of a culture shock for me. I just got here, I got cleaned up, we're going to dinner with everybody else. And tomorrow we start early and we're going out into the Gabby desert, which is where all of the races are going to be, the Prologue, setup, all of that. And I'm so excited for it. Good morning. The sun is just starting to rise here in Marrakesh. So it's the next morning. I'm about to go grab breakfast with everybody, and we're gonna go drive out and experience the race car that Ford Performance and M Sport partnered on. It is the Raptor T1 Plus, and it looks insane. We're about 20 minutes from the hotel. We took these awesome Ford Raptors to come out here. Now the Ford team is doing testing for the Raptor T1 Plus. This is like the last time that they're going to be able to be doing testing, and they're going to get us suited up with helmets to go out and experience a ride along. And I'm excited because for testing they're going to go all out. Cars are queued up here because what they do is they have the cars elsewhere. So for example, the Raptor T1 Plus is in the UK. They dismantle it, ship it here to Morocco. They rebuilt everything today and they're testing it. Today's like their final chance for testing to make sure everything's working properly. Everything's tightened down basically. So they have these massive trucks that they also race, and originally they started out as just support vehicles for the race cars, and eventually they're like, screw it, let's have the trucks race too. I'm about to go for a ride in the Raptor T1 Plus, and I'm so excited. Amazing. I'm kind of blown away by how, well, first off, that car is so well balanced. It just feels so like gripped up even though you're in this dirt. Matthias was our driver, and he was saying that on average on the race that they're going about 170 kilometers per hour, which is about 105 miles per hour, which is insane. Like, this is really rough terrain. There's rocks, it's really aggressive rough terrain. So it was really cool to see and just feel everything working in that Raptor, from the engine, the suspension, the tires gripping and then losing grip and then regaining it as he's just kind of flicking around and playing with this car like it's easy. It's very responsive to his inputs, and it's just such a wild experience. So that was amazing. Thank you so much for performance. And I think we're off to get some lunch and then go to a stadium where a lot of the cars will be staged for us to like get a better look at. They just finished testing. They're working on the cars again, and I'm gonna see what they're working on. What do we got going on down here?
Well, we're fitting the air tank, and basically the air tank is a lot of pressure. So when they go into the sand dunes, they can release all the pressure out the tyres, and then when they go onto a rough section, they can inflate their tyres again. So it's quite an important part.
Where is that from where you're at? Like, can you point at it?
It's just up here above the differential of the car. It's in quite a tight place, but we don't need to remove the bottle. So we have an extra line that runs out, which runs to the other side of the car.
What are we working on?
Securing the sand ladders.
Fitting the air tank.
I'm assisting with fitting the air tank.
We're just trying to stop dust from getting in the car. We're just sealing up the doors, sealing up any holes, and just trying to keep it clean in the car and keep your drivers dust free, really.
We're double checking the steering column because we've made some adjustments to it this morning. I just want to make sure that it's tight and back marked exactly where it needs to be.
So we're just making a couple of adjustments to the co-driver's nav panel after today's shakedown stage, just to make it a little easier for him to operate.
I build these engines and I'm just making sure they're all still running right.
So I'm actually changing the solenoids on the jack valve block. These ones here, we've got our hydraulic valves with the manual overrides, and then these big solenoids electronically control the valve, and then it lets the fluid pass through all these pipes in the system.
This is where we're camping tonight. This place is insane, but what really blows my mind is my tent for the evening. Like, no way that this is a tent. We got fancy lighting, high ceilings, curtains all the way around. We even have AC in here because we're in the desert and it's already pretty hot in here. 18 degrees Celsius, so somebody do the math. King size bed, fancy lights. It's just full Aladdin in this tent. It's insane. Now, the best part is there's a full bathroom, running water, outlets, lights, even a hairdryer, and then a shower. This is insane. I cannot believe I get to stay here tonight. I'm so excited. I hope that AC, really does some work in the next couple of hours. And this is what my view is. It's like, well, first off, I got my own like little patio chairs, and then there's no one else here, and the sun is setting, so I'm gonna have a perfect view of the sunset. Oh, what would be cool is if I did a time lapse for the GoPro. That's a genius idea. I'm a genius. Yes, I'm gonna do that. We're gonna set up a time lapse for the GoPro to make sure I catch the sunset. I have dinner in 45 minutes to go meet at the bar to meet for dinner, but I wanna go ahead and show you guys around here a little bit because it's insane. We're in the middle of the desert, and there's this amazing luxury lodging tenting here. It's called the White Camel, and it's 30 minutes outside of Marrakesh. So I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but you're not hours and hours out of civilization. But this place is insane. Let's go. So right out of my room is a pool, a cool view of the mountains right here. There are all these other tents, 2 restaurants here, spa, wellness, like anything else you'd expect at a 5-star luxury hotel, but you're in the desert and the views here are insane. So after coming out these steps from where my tent is, the first thing I see is this beautiful, I think it's a dining room. And it's cool, like just carpets outside like this is very foreign to me. And it looks like, I don't know, nice walls. This is beautiful because that is the view that you have. I don't know if you can read that, but it says the White Camel on the side of the mountain. How cool. And now up top you have live music playing, you have a bar, a beautiful pool, another dining spot. Over back here is like where you check in, other hotel rooms, but just look at how insane. This is bar, music, restaurant and the pool overlooking. You can even see over top these mountains. There's like a line of trees, sunset. I always, like growing up on the East Coast, there's a lot of green, a lot of trees. And I always thought that the desert was barren and gross and just nothing, but gosh darn, it is so beautiful. Pretty sure that they do like a camel tour, and I'm in Africa. Have you ever ridden a camel? You might have seen me about riding some camels at some point during this trip. Good morning. I'm walking upstairs, and I actually can't see because the light's on me, but it's 6:50. I'm waking up early to go do a camel sunrise. I'm really excited. It's just me because it's a little early, but I've been up ready for this. So I was really tired after the camel ride to go, lay down before breakfast, had breakfast, but that has been a bucket list thing. I'm in Africa, no way I shouldn't ride a camel. And it was honestly really special to go do that during sunrise by myself, a really magical moment. And right now we are out in the Gabby desert and we have the Ranger Raptors out here just kind of playing around. And honestly, they are a smaller truck, but they are just so capable off-road. It's insane. So we're just gonna be out here for a couple hours, have some fun. What is called Prologue, which is basically qualifying. It's a 25-mile loop that everybody goes around, and it's what defines the running order of the first stage. And so the bikes go first, then all the trucks and cars and everybody else comes after. And what's interesting is what the drivers were telling us last night is that no one really wants to go first because the first set of bikes or cars or whoever in that class is what really clears out all of the rocks on the course. And these are like big, chunky rocks. Like they're not tiny. And these aren't cars that are the size of trophy trucks that just kind of go through and go over on top of everything. So it's really interesting strategy. Also, for the first 10 that qualify the fastest, they flip it. So if you're 10th, you go first, and if you're first, you go 10th. But if you're 11th, you go 11th. If you're 12th, you're 12th. But it looks like we're gonna be moving. The Raptor T1 Pluses should be going in about 20-30 minutes. So we're really excited to see them come down through the Prologue course and just see them ripping and having a good time. What's really funny is that you can tell which one are the Raptor T1s because you can hear them miles away and they just have a different tone. They sound so good. So all the other cars that are coming by, we have plenty of time to get set up ready when the Raptors come by. They sound so good. Both of them came by for the Prologue already. fingers crossed that they get good times to get them set up for success for the first stage of the rally. We are back at the hotel. That was such an amazing experience. I will say that I'm exhausted after the last couple of days being out here in the heat of Morocco. It's a beautiful place, beautiful country, and the race is so intense. They just wrapped up Prologue and figured out the driving order for tomorrow, and the teams and everybody's gonna leave either tonight and get set up for the first stage of the Rallye Du Maroc for tomorrow. And I genuinely feel that the Ford and M Sport team are well equipped with the most amazing engineers, mechanics, drivers, everything of the best to really make the most of this and to use this race to get ready for Dakar, which they are going to be racing in 2025.